Okay, welcome back to the Recycled Cottage and Garden. And this is going to be a very quick video because this Chromebook doesn't want to cooperate very well anymore. I'm probably going to have to buy a new one because they're going to quit updating this model. Um, okay, I am not a doom and gloom person. I do a lot of canning because that's what's practical for me, and I enjoy doing it. But with the powers that be coming out and telling us there's probably going to be food shortages. Let me take these off so you don't get the glare from the sunshine. Um, that there's probably going to be food shortages, and they're probably right for various reasons. One is we won't be able to get the fertilizer since that most of the components come out of Russia. Um, and weather's always a factor because it all depends on the farmers. So, my suggestion to everyone, especially those of you who can or who are learning to can, get what you can afford and can it. Personally, I like to can individual items like just chicken in a jar, just potatoes in a jar, just carrots in a jar. If you like to dehydrate, great. I don't have a dehydrator. I've never been really thrilled with dehydrated vegetables. It's better than nothing. So if you have that and you want to do that, go for it. Please do. Um, I can tell you from experience, when I was unemployed for 9 months, and unemployment only paid the bills, it didn't cover groceries. The amount of food that I had in jars made a huge difference. And there was just me to feed. So, you know, whether we're prepping for food shortages due to weather, supply issues, um, and that can include the gas issue. Since nobody wants to let anybody drill our own oil anymore, they just want to buy it from elsewhere. Um, there's a lot of determining factors as to why things could be a problem. So, without being doom and gloom and without panicking, I think it is wise to put food up, shelf stable items. So for me, you know, I I only have the freezer that goes above the refrigerator. That's it. You can't put much in there. And having lived in an area outside Houston where you get hurricanes and you can lose electricity for up to 10 days or so at a time, if a big storm comes in, you lose all that stuff. So I stopped putting very much in a freezer, only like a week's worth, and then the rest was like, ice for drinks. Um, and I would can stuff. I would get stuff specifically to can it. Now, I buy stuff on sale. We haven't had a whole lot of chicken available lately, except for legs. There's no point in doing legs, in my opinion, even at 92 cents a pound, because there's just not very much meat on it. Thighs or breasts are my preferred pieces of chicken. Thighs are perfectly fine. They're usually a lot less expensive than a breast. And they're a lot juicier too. Um, I've got some in the refrigerator that I'm going to be canning tomorrow. It's very, very easy. And doesn't take any longer than anything else. I've already boiled mine. I like to do cooked meats. Um, So I've already boiled mine. So they're going to be going in jars tomorrow. Today I did some vegetables that I had in the fridge that needed to be used up a little quicker than I was getting to them. So I'm just encouraging those of you who can, those of you who want to learn to can, go ahead and do so if at all possible. Um, One of the things to think about if you've never canned before, the easiest thing to do, the easiest thing to start with is can water. Make sure that if you're going to can your tap, if you're going to can your tap water, put it in a big pot or something and leave it out overnight so that any chlorine can evaporate. Your water will taste a whole lot better. Um, but fill your canning jars. If you're just learning, this is a good way to do it. Fill your canning jars with water. You can pressure can them. You can water bath them. Whatever you choose. Personally, I would say pressure can them because that's going to destroy the temperature and the pressure is going to destroy anything that's in that water. So fill your jars like where you're supposed to and go ahead and can them with water in them. If nothing else, you've at least got water on your shelf because you can't go very long without water. You can go longer without food than you can water. So if something were to happen, if for some reason war came to this country, you've at least got some water. Um, Put up food. If it's easier for you to buy food already canned, great. Look for sales wherever you can. Look at discount grocery places, like the what we used to call the scratch and dent stores. Look for those. If it's end of its shelf life, as far as the dates on it, which don't mean a whole lot unless they're the pop tops. The pop top lids will not last a whole lot longer than what it says on there. Um, Open them up and can them in jars. I do that all the time. I'll find a good buy on something, but it's more than I want to use at one time. I'll open it up and I get like a number 10 can of something and I'll put it in pint-sized jars or half-pint jars, depending what it is. So there's some ideas on what you can to store in your pantry for job loss, sickness. We get another bout of lockdowns due to a virus, whatever. Um, and at least you don't have to go out and go buy it. If you have some extra money, go get some food and put it up. Things you like, only do things you like. If you're not going to eat it, what's the point? But even though prices are increasing, you aren't going to find it any cheaper than you can right now. That's the God's honest truth. Anytime you can find a good sale on something, buy as much as you're allowed to buy, because I know my grocery store sometimes puts limits on how many, items of that you can get, or as much as you can afford. That's how I've always bought groceries. And what I cook depends on what was on sale that I was able to purchase. That's just how it goes for me. So this is my little advice. You'll see canning jars there in the background. Those are for dry goods because I have some more beans to put in jars. Beans are always a good option and they're still fairly reasonable. And they swell up when they cook, so you're actually getting a whole lot more. You can buy a can of beans maybe for, 79 cents at Walmart, but you can buy a pound of beans for $1 still, or close to $1, if it's like pinto beans, and you can can those and a half a cup will give you a pint of beans. 1/2 cup of dry beans, put in a pint jar, fill it with water, pressure can it. You have now a whole pint of cooked beans ready to eat. You can eat them straight out of the jar. You don't even have to reheat them. So think about these things. If you're not sure what to do, you can't plant a garden like me. I'm in a third floor apartment. Yeah, I could put a pot in the window, but I'm not sure if I would get enough good sunlight for that. So I may try some things. We'll see how this plays out. But everybody have a good day. Have a good week. Pray for our country. Pray for each other. Pray for those in war zones because I cannot imagine what that's like. I don't want to. And I pray it never comes here. But we don't know. So everyone take care and do what you can to take care of your family without any panicking. I'm seeing all kinds of crap on YouTube right now that's like doom and gloom and panicking. That's the last thing you want to do is panic. Do what you can. Take care of yourself and your family and be well. Okay? I'll see you next time.